Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast's crew has changed everything with their new transformation and his divorce, and it turns out that Mr. Beast might have fired him for it. Chris Tyson hasn't been known to share a lot of his life outside his appearances as part of Mr. Beast's crew, but recently he's had to share a lot more about his personal life than we've been used to. Since Chris came out as being on HRT, which stands for hormone replacement therapy, things have changed a whole lot. Before, Chris kind of had this boy next door look to him, but they now go by any pronouns and is choosing to not conform to any kind of gender norms. But guys, this transition has caused some tension between his team and the public. But what happened before the announcement is what has affected Chris's life the most. Chris made a shocking announcement in March this year about how he and his wife Katie were separated. He tweeted, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated. We are finalizing things soon, but these things take time. We like to keep our personal lives private, which a lot of people don't understand because we share so much, but this is the only time I want to discuss it." He then addressed everyone who might have had questions about this sudden revelation, saying, "Please respect our privacy and please do not comment asking questions about this specific topic on our socials about this from here on. Thank you so much. Love you all." This was a pretty big shock for every fan of the Mr. Beast team, considering Chris and Katie actually have an almost 3-year-old son. His name is Tucker, and fans are pretty worried about what his situation is going to be from now on, but I'll get back to that later. Anyways, the build-up to the divorce has actually been a long time coming, cause they haven't posted a picture together since December of 2021. That's actually pretty weird, considering Chris wasn't shy about posting their family before, so the radio silence was kind of suspicious. This also means that Chris potentially came out to his wife 2 years before they were ready to tell the public. Chris even stopped wearing their wedding ring before the breakup news, and people actually suspected that the reason they might have broken up was the fact that Chris was gay. Chris actually came out as bisexual back in 2020 with a tweet, "I'm bisexual," and when I told the few people I did when I was 16, I got a lot of negative backlash from friends/family. Most people even thought that Chris's more feminine appearance was due to him embracing being gay more, which is why Katie might have wanted to get a divorce from him. But of course, Katie might not have fit into Chris's new lifestyle, which is fair enough in my opinion. Despite the breakup, both Chris and Katie have shown that Tucker is their main priority no matter what. The two are actually very good parents to Tucker and regularly take him out to do things, like when Chris took Tucker out on a private plane ride, which Katie ended up posting about. Chris even commented on the post saying he had so much fun. So they seem to be on great terms when it comes to Tucker. The plane trip was actually a great chance for Chris and Tucker to spend some time together after everything went down, which is one of the things the public thought would change a lot with Chris transitioning. Thankfully, his relationship with his son hasn't changed too much and might have even improved. But some fans weren't agreeing. Some said, "Poor Tucker. He's lost a father figure in his life, and I guess he is happy, but still, he's not going to have a dad to teach him anything." In fact, some people felt bad for Katie for having to deal with what they shockingly called a disturbance. Even Ollie London has tried to shame Chris because of it. It's kind of crazy. He made a tweet saying, "Chris went from masculine family man with a 2-year-old son to transgender and pumped full of estrogen hormones all in the space of a few months." His audience has reacted to it pretty negatively, leaving comments like, "This poor wife and kid." And Ollie showed where he stood on the matter by replying with, "So heartbreaking for them." It's probably not a surprise for anyone considering how Ollie has been showing signs of being anti-trans over the years, like pretending to be Korean or even saying he was trans himself just to revert back to a cis man who speaks on gender issues. Chris's transition has, of course, been just as big on the outside as it has been on the inside. They've been presenting more and more feminine in the past year, and it started pretty tame with him getting manicures. I finally got my nails done at a nail tech, but it evolved into a full-fledged transformation with long hair and feminine clothing. People have been theorizing that the transformation has been what might have changed things in their relationship, but seeing that the two are still on friendly terms and can provide a perfect life for their child, the breakup might have been a completely mutual decision in order to maybe give their child a better life. I mean, you can't deny the fact that the two are definitely in love, considering the fact that they literally have a child together, and pretty recently too. There still definitely exists some kind of love between them, but the divorce has been kept so silent that it's hard to tell why they haven't tried to make it work. And let's not forget the fact that they have been living apart for around a year before deciding to make the split official, so they definitely tried to work something out. And guys, some people even think that there's more to the story and are theorizing theorizing that Carl, another member of Mr. Beast's gang, might have been involved in the split. A lot of people have been blaming the change on the Carl effect, which is basically the fact that Carl, who identifies somewhere under the LGBTQ+ umbrella, is having an influence on the other members of Mr. Beast's team. This mainly started as a joke when Chris started appearing more feminine, but as they revealed the fact that they were trans, it became more of a possibility. Especially because people even started to suspect that there might have been something between the two. The rumors spread around the internet pretty fast, and it went so far that Chris had to actually address the situation. They tweeted, "The Carl effect, while it lasted, was funny to me because even though Carl is a great friend, y'all think he is my type. I'm into way taller than me, ripped, and quiet. Every time I had to see someone talk about me and Carl dating, I was like, oh, they just don't have any clue. LMAO." So for any Carl and Chris fans out there, it's unfortunately 100% not true, and definitely not the reason behind Chris and Katie's divorce either. The entire situation actually ended up bringing a lot of trouble to Mr. Beast's store as well, since people started blaming Chris for putting him in a bad spot. The divorce alongside Chris's transition meant that Mr. Beast had to take a stance as to where he stood on the whole thing. Sadly, a lot of his audience doesn't seem to be on board with Chris's new appearance, and it might reflect badly on him and even lose him some viewers. But on the other side, the same issue stands if he does cut Chris off. Let's be honest, he would be labeled transphobic and would lose a whole lot of opportunities. But the separation between Chris and the rest of the team has already kind of started, seeing as he wasn't in Paris with the rest of the team. And as it turns out, Chris has actively chosen to distance themselves from the group, as he revealed in a Snapchat video.
Told Jimmy, just because I want to spend time with Tucker and he's traveling a lot, I'm just gonna come and go as I please. I came to Japan and I left when I pleased. And I went to, I don't know if I can say I went to Mexico. I went to Mexico. And then I came back.
As they say, they can still come and go as they please, but they're choosing to focus on spending time with Tucker instead. It makes a lot of sense when you really think about it. Tucker is barely 3 after all, but a lot of people are choosing to see this as Mr. Beast firing Chris for the so-called trouble he has brought to the team. It's something that a lot of people are full-on celebrating on Twitter. The world is starting to heal. Mr. Beast has kicked Chris from his group. How shocking. Anyways, guys, what do you think about this situation? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to check out this other video for more drama.